That's probably where you came in if you started with Heyman's interview back in the locker room.
I didn't see Heyman's promo or the package.
Oh!
I fast-forwarded through that in the packages.
No! Oh, now I must call foul. You missed the Heyman promo. That actually was the best part of the show, be quite honest, because I mean, I'm not going to knock Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns' match and everything, but it's just so refreshing to hear somebody cut a fucking promo, a manager cut a promo for his guy that puts over the other guy. And it was a master class. Everybody else is in a fucking daycare center on this entire program, and Heyman is a college professor. He was leagues above anybody speaking on this program in any capacity. And it was it was obviously his own, even if he didn't come up with it on the spot, he did it. It was his. And it was fucking fabulous. That's the best promo I've seen on a fucking wrestling show that I can remember, actually. When's the last time I really praised a promo? You can't remember, can you?
Maybe Pat McAfee? Maybe?
Well, yeah, maybe on one of those NXT programs where they were bilking. They were bilking up. They were milking his match or whatever. But point is, it was fucking phenomenal. He starts out where you believe he's mocking and fed up with hearing about Daniel Bryan and mocking him. But the more that he goes and the more that he talks and the more incidents that he raises, I couldn't do it. That's a Heyman promo. I wouldn't try to do Paul's promo. He probably shouldn't try to do a few of mine, but I wouldn't try this one. But he was building up to the more that he talked, the more he worked himself up. And then he realized at the end that by saying what he wanted to say, he's just buried his own guy and created doubt in people's mind. And then he's, But then he still brings it fucking back to where he wanted it to be, which was he'd been doing yes, yes, yes the whole time. But finally he brings it back to, is Daniel Bryan going to win? No. And it was and one of the girl interviewers, Karen, whatever her name is, I don't care. They were smart enough. She just said, here's Paul Heyman, and stood there, and then they didn't shoot her anymore, really. They just shot him. So it was a great fucking promo.
He really is like a 2021 version of the managers in the Northeast in the 70s, in that he delivers excellent promos, and then they didn't stay at ringside. They came back to the locker room. He stays at ringside, but he doesn't really get involved. That's not his thing. He's not like a Southern manager swinging a tennis racket or getting people to want to murder you. No, I mean, it was a different style of manager, the New York style manager versus a Southern style manager. And Heyman is the natural extension of Albano, Blassie, and the Wizard in that regard.
Yeah, and the fact that they all had gimmicks, but they were all, I guess for lack of a better, they were all personalities as people, even though they had, gimmick. He doesn't have a wild gimmick like the Grand Wizard, or he doesn't dress flashy like Blassie, or he's not a lunatic like Albano, but he is the modern update of that also, in that those guys, especially at the time and in that atmosphere, were the cutting edge promos to just piss people off. But he's a completely different kind of personality, because that's Paul. He just happens to be a personality. I don't know how else to, because you can't call him a character, because he's not playing a character. That's the antithesis of what I'm saying. That's Paul if Paul just is in that mood, right? He can also be nice. He can be whatever, but he's not, it's not method acting here. How can I say that? It's not a stretch. He sounds just like Paul. He sounds, except he's obviously talking about a work situation. But he's still a person. I mean, who else looks like that and talks like that? Alfred Hitchcock looks like that. He didn't talk like that.
Man, usually when I go to bed, Suzanne hates it, but I like to have the TV on for a little while. Because I don't fall asleep right away.
Because Wednesday night, you like to stay up late and watch Kenny Omega.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's not use someone else's lyrics here, but I usually have Meet TV on. It's black and white. I like the shows.
Yes.
And I go to bed many nights to Alfred Hitchcock coming on the screen. And all I can think now whenever I see him is, he does look like Heyman. He really does.